Let's say joy.
Funny, huh?
Joy, euphoria sometimes, connectedness. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all these, maybe after this session, start journaling about that, so that that feeling and the words around it become stronger and stronger and stronger, so that they can be there for you at those moments as a resource, at those moments when maybe the little insecure part is going, oh, who are you to be doing something like this? And
Yes.
who are you to be calling up so-and-so and asking them to be?
Who the heck are you?
Right. Because of course you have a perfect right to do all these things. It's just that the little voices in our head. So work with that. And I want you to do just an exercise with me, if you will. It's like, imagine that retreat in Italy for a moment. And I want you to take your heartbeat, your You Are Awesome heartbeat that's at the heart of what you do, and just walk me through a morning and a morning to lunch to an afternoon of that day in that retreat, and tell me about it.
I imagine it's surrounded by the beauty in Italy, nature. I imagine waking up to wonderful, wholesome food, because that's core to my practice as well, is food and nutrition. I imagine meditation, stillness, sharing, some exercises. I'm not sure what they are yet, and a lot of quiet, stillness, joy, being connected with nature and with each other.
Beautiful, beautiful. You use the words a lot: quiet, stillness, joy, nature, connection. And those are also really important words, I think, for you. Because we talked a little bit about, in our interview and sort of casually on the phone, a little bit about the rush and the push, and how when you start doing inner work, you start needing more quiet time.
Yes.
And peaceful time. And I really hear that a lot. And when you're talking about this ideal day at the retreat.
Yes.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've been to Italy, but the parts I'm imagining, just there's so much wonder of the beauty that it would just be overwhelming. Yeah.
So that's why you want to be there.
Well, I'm also Italian. I'm a little partial.
No, I think you have good reason. I've never been, but eventually
I'll come to my retreat.
I would like to. I was actually thinking, this sounds really good. I'd like to go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about anything else that's on your mind that you want some help with the summit. Any other challenges coming up for you around that?
I guess one of the things I'm struggling with a bit is I've always been used to being in a very, I don't want to say this in a negative way, but in a masculine mode at work. I was, pretty successful, and it was very masculine, a lot of doing and deadlines and, objectives and I can do that, although I do feel uncomfortable in it, but I excel at that. But so in doing the summit and the kind of the mode of the coach is a little bit on that side. If you want to get very driven and just work 1 million hours this week and you'll get it done. So I'm trying to balance that with just allowing, attracting. So I'm trying to balance those two out.
That is such a huge question. And I have to say, it is. And I have to say that I'm on that journey too, because I had a dance studio and I was very driven, and a lot of it for me was also very masculine mode. In fact, it was very much kind of inspired by my father. I was trying to prove myself. So there was a lot of, I would say now, in a sense, motivations that weren't truly authentic to who
Right.
I am at heart. I mean, and I could do it. I could work like the Dickens. I could make it work, gosh darn it, I was too scared of failure. So I was like being chased by failure. It wasn't that it was this natural, you know what I'm saying?
I
And I don't think now, I don't think that's the kind of motivation that I want to use. So I'm also learning how to let things happen in a flow. And I think it's so funny that before this session, I did the yes, thank you teaching. And
Yes,
just that, it's such a receiving, the whole idea of receiving is such the feminine aspect. And
absolutely.
really allowing yourself to, okay, come. And it's such a masculine part of my psyche is like, no, you've got to earn it. You don't get something for nothing. There's no free lunch. All those things are part of, like, forget about all that stuff is part of my mental training. So really just releasing them and receiving. And I think a great exercise for you would be exactly that, to go through the day in receiving mode, like a whole day. And even when you're giving, like if you're giving a compliment, receive the fun of giving it. Find a way to receive.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
And if you're home alone, it really ties in a lot with gratitude, because I'm sitting here and I'm receiving the gift of air to breathe, and I'm receiving the gift of a safe place to be sitting where I'm not out in the rain that's starting here.
It is. Here too.
And so, there's all this receiving, and just start maybe tuning in more to the receiving part.
That's a great idea. I think you're right.
Okay. Have you ever done anything like that before? And
Um, I well, yes, I've actually been in program last year for a whole year about tapping into feminine. I don't know if you ever heard of Alison Armstrong.
no.
Mm. Awesome. And that's her whole thing about, being back into your feminine. And so, yes, I have. But it's a lifetime of conditioning, and so I have this coach who's very, not that she isn't feminine as well, but she's very masculine, and I'm like, I take what feels right, and then the rest I say, okay, I'm gonna tap into me. be me.
Like modify, like use that energy that she has that's getting all the stuff done, and going out there and challenging yourself, and all that stuff is great, but then modify it to also blend, because you don't want to do, just like for me, I don't want to do the exact same thing I did with the dance studio. I want to do this, I want to do things differently.
Yeah.
So
Me
listen, we have like one more minute. Why don't you just tell people about the summit, and maybe what the website is where they can sign up, and when it'll be open to register?
Yes. So the name of it is Unleash Your Joy. We're going to have about 20 amazing experts, amongst which yourself. And the interviews, honestly, are amazing. Every time I walk out of it enriched myself. It's really some of the greatest experts on the planet, because I have people from Australia, from Holland, from all over the world, giving us, good techniques and tips that you can put into practice right away, to start transforming your life and really tapping into that heart that you were talking about, and that joy that's inside of you. It's unleashyourjoynow.com. And every day they'll be getting a different recording. If they just go on that website, it's going to be easy to sign on, your name, your email, click yes, and you'll see a video of me as well. And I think it's free, so anyone can join. And the experts are also giving great gifts. So I think everyone will get a lot out of it. And I did it with my whole heart.
Great. I know it's going to be amazing. So do it, and just really enjoy the different interviews, and get the gifts, and you'll learn a lot. I guarantee it. I know it's going to be a really exceptional summit. So Carmela, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure. And I know we're going to keep working together with all these different projects. And I'm definitely coming to the retreat in Italy.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you, everybody, for watching this episode of Paint Yourself into the Picture. I'm Reba Linker. To see more about the programs I offer, please visit rebalinker.com. And I also have a wonderful Facebook group called Leaders in Self-Love, and it's a beautiful group, and I invite you to join. To be a guest on Paint Yourself into the Picture, please visit vcntv.com/paintyourselfintothe-picture/apply. Please remember to like this video and leave your comments below. Join us again next week for another coaching session on Paint Yourself into the Picture. Bye-bye.
To see the rest of this episode, click on the link below the video now. You'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Click on the link below the video now to see the rest of this epic episode.